How's it going, everybody? Thanks for coming and checking out this video. My name is Pete Conan, and this is kind of a part 2 to another video that I just made on how digital and social media affect the way we do youth ministry. And when I say I just made it, I literally didn't even change my t-shirt. So if you haven't checked out that video, you can pop over, check out that one, or you can finish watching this one and check it out. But this is basically a part 2 as we explore how digital and social media affect the way we do youth ministry. And this is gonna be a little bit more practical, whereas the first video was laying the groundwork and kind of being a little bit more philosophical. So let's check it out. A couple things that I think are good about social media is that it is a way of creating pre-connection with students that maybe you otherwise would not have an opportunity to connect with. They get a chance to see you, they get a chance to know you, they maybe are seeing what is going on in your youth ministry. They see, God is up to something in this group of people. As long as we can portray that authentically and genuinely, and I'll get to that in a second, but it is kind of a way of pre-connection. There's low-level social anxiety that goes on when you just jump into a youth group setting. We can kind of introduce people in our community to the ministry that we're doing. And so social media can just serve as a way of pre-connection and also communication of what is going on. Now, there's something to be said about things like Instagram and Facebook, and they are not advertisement platforms. They are social connection platforms. The risk is that we just sort of put a flyer out about this event and we put it on social media. That's not exactly what social media is for. It's actually a little bit more personal than that. And so what you really want to be doing is doing behind the scene things, an hour before youth group. Hey, this is how we're setting things up. This is what we're looking forward to tonight. In that, say, hey, make sure you remember that we're doing this event, rather than just posting like an event flyer on your Facebook, Instagram, whatever platform. Think of it more organically and think of it more relationally than that. People want to see who you are and what you're doing more than they want to see the information on the flyer. I mean, you can do that in other ways. Both are good, but really the platform is meant for making more personal connections than just advertising information. The difficult thing about social media is that it's very easy to pretend and be false, right? This is the pitfall. And so we actually have an opportunity, a discipleship opportunity, if we are using social media, in that we can demonstrate the proper use of social media to students, to young people. If we're engaging in it with kind of proper boundaries, we're exercising discernment and wisdom in that. And so using social media actually has become a discipleship opportunity because students are going to use it. It is just the reality that they live in. And so as mentors, as coaches, as parents, as peers, if you're a student watching this and you have peers that you're interacting with, you get a chance to demonstrate kind of a proper use of social media and what it could be good for. So it's a discipleship opportunity. It's a chance to model good behavior. Now, I had said that authenticity and is a little bit hard, right? It's easy to kind of be false when it comes to social media, and this is going to be the danger. We want to post the good things. We want to post the happy things, and we don't really want to post the struggle and the bad things, right? That's hard, right? So the danger is that we portray one side of the Christian life and not the other. And that's disingenuous. That's not authentic, right? And so that's where that kind of go behind the scenes type way of using social media can be a way of maintaining kind of a genuine view, giving someone an accurate picture of what's actually going on and not just one side of the conversation. Oh yeah, everybody's happy and having fun. Well, sure, they are in that picture, but what about, hey, we're praying for our friend who was just in a car accident. There's another danger here also, that we would use those opportunities to start taking pictures during those times, and then that can feel disingenuous. So there is a tension, there is a struggle, it is not easy to navigate how to accurately portray the Christian life through something like social media. And some people out there would say, you can't. And I would say, yeah, I understand that. I understand that it is so difficult to the point that maybe we can't genuinely portray it. I think we should try. That would be my encouragement to you. Don't just say, well, it can't happen, so we don't. Why don't we try? And if history proves us wrong, then we have that. We want to accurately represent what God is doing in our midst. We don't want to advertise. So what you say and how you form your post or the way you communicate it is gonna mean a lot to the students and parents and people in your community. Good luck, navigating and discerning that. We're all gonna be making as many mistakes as we do have success as well. And so we try to fail forward in that way, or sometimes you win, sometimes you learn, and have that attitude, if it's kind of an experiment, it's kind of a learning process as you go. Certainly something else to be talked about within this time is the negative effects of too much screen time. I mean, the statistics are out there. You don't necessarily need to hear that from me, but within that, create safe space. And maybe youth group is one of those spaces where we just kind of put the phone aside. You don't want to be confiscating phones from people. You don't have like a bin, to put, this is people's private property. And so just keep it in your pocket, maybe turn off notifications, maybe turn the phone off, whatever, but create safe space that is media free. If you are using your phone as a youth director or as a parent or as a peer, explain, hey guys, I'm gonna take a quick picture, because I think what we're doing right here is really important to share with the people who couldn't be here. Maybe you're responding to a text or something like that, and take that moment to say, hey guys, sorry, give me a second, I really need to respond to this. It's a parent asking me about tonight's activity. Explain what you're doing rather than just like snapping, like the uncle on the family vacation or something like that. So create a safe space, and I think youth group is a good safe space that can be kind of a low or no media space. Certainly like the dinner table is another one, or safe hours, first hour of the day, last hour of the day, those types of things. And in our youth group, we allow kind of the interaction on phones and social media to take place all the way up until we really begin kind of singing or reading scripture. And when we do that, that's kind of a sacred time where we kind of put everything else on the shelf. And so I would encourage you to create those kind of safe spaces. And then if you do end up using your phone or recording it, explain what you're doing with those students so they're not just like watching you. Again, kind of how you use social media. Using that as a discipleship opportunity, explaining what you're doing and why you're doing it. Doing your best to create an authentic portrait of what God is doing in your youth group. And then obviously using it as a way of pre-connection to students who you otherwise would not connect. I think those are all good things about social media. There's obviously a conversation to be had about the negatives, and maybe we can do that in yet another video, because obviously this is a big topic, and its effect on youth ministry is being felt, obviously. And so let's navigate that together. Thank you again for taking the time to check out this video and be a part of this channel. If you haven't already, subscribed and hit those notification bells and do that stuff, because this is sort of a social media in that sense, and creating a community of people who are committed to discipleship and equipping young people and exploring the Christian faith. So I appreciate your part in that community, and I look forward to making more videos and catching you in the next one. I should have some sort of like sign off.